Hello, good people. Welcome to our show. By the way, I don't want to discriminate bad people. Welcome to our show as well. Anyone who wanna learn more about UX, user experience, it's better to be with us on this podcast and learn a lot. So I'm so excited to discuss this topic with Luca. How are you?
Hello everyone. I'm very excited to be here with all of you today, and we are getting close to the weekend, so it's a very nice time to learn a little bit more about SEO.
Yeah, nice. I didn't try to pronounce your second name because I'm Ukrainian. No, for me, it's really hard to pronounce any names. But before we start, you can tell more about your first, second name, experience, background, and why you decided to share with us about user experience.
Yeah, okay. My surname is something that lots of people struggle with, and it's a typical Italian surname. Tagliaferro actually means iron cutter, so it's a blacksmith. I
Hmm.
think from what my parents told me when I was a kid is that one of my ancestors, I think my grandfather or something like that, used to be a blacksmith, and people used to call him like the iron cutter, and that's why the surname. It's typical in Italy to have a surname next to your job, and
Hmm.
back in the day, that's what you people used to call you by your job. If you were a doctor, your surname probably has something to do with medicine or things like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's difficult to pronunciate and difficult to write, and I always have to spell it, and it takes forever. Yeah, I'm originally from Italy. Probably you can tell from my strong accent, but I've been living in the UK for 12 years now. I came here to
Nice.
do my master degree in digital marketing at the University of Portsmouth, which is the most famous university in Portsmouth. Nobody outside Portsmouth knows it, but yeah. And then from there, I was employed as an affiliate marketer in one of the fastest growing startups in here in England. And my job was to recruit new affiliates and to make deals with these affiliates and start to get traffic and sales for the software that we were selling at the time. And I came to manage a budget of half a million a month in affiliate commissions. So it was kind of a very stressful job, and this is how I started to do SEO back in 2012, because I noticed a lot of my affiliates, the best ones actually, the ones that made the most money, they were all SEO experts. Okay, so they were able to rank for very competitive keywords in the space, and have their own website and their own reviews, product reviews. And then I said, okay, so this is something that I can learn on my own. So I started to build my own website in ranking cloud storage solutions like Dropbox, Google Drive, and pCloud, and lots of other storage solutions for the web. And I built my own website from scratch. I wrote a lot of content, about 100 reviews, and it started to rank on Google very nicely. And this is how I basically started SEO with my own blog.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't plan to work in SEO, but then I was offered a job as an SEO manager in an agency in London. Then I started to work with bigger clients, and from there I went on bigger and bigger clients, and yeah, and now I'm a consultant. So I work with different companies here in the UK. So yeah, this is my background: affiliate marketing and SEO together.
Nice of your
Yeah, great.
experience. I found that all ACOs have interesting experience because we can't get these skills. I don't know probably about today, but many years ago, we didn't have any education about ACO in university,
Yeah.
college, at any places, and most specialists come from different niches. Try something different, but SEO brings more traffic than any other channel. That's why, yeah, we join SEO community, and I think all our audience will struggle with two pronunciations, yours and mine, but it's more important to get value. Value is more important than anything else. It's fuel of our skills. And I have the first question for you about user experience. I remember like 10 years ago when I started my SEO journey, I didn't consider UX because we created content for search engines. I bought more backlinks than my competitors had, and Google ranked well on my websites. Copywriters wrote content, even no, they didn't write. They rewrote content from the top 10 results, and Google ranked well. Today, it's not. So Google changed the game. It's hard to game the system, to manipulate it. And today, I pay more attention to UX than SEO foundation. And I tell my clients, forget about SEO, forget about Google, forget about search engines. Think more about human beings. Can you tell where to start? What to do first? For example, if I have a website, I need to optimize with UX to increase to retain audience longer, to decrease bounce rate and many other stuff. What I need to do?
Right. So you need to think about a bigger vision of SEO. So get out of your website, stop thinking about your website and think about your brand, your company, and the industry where the company is. So this is the landscape where your industry is, where your company is. Okay, so this means you need to look at things like branded search. When people type, the company name and they go there, you need to think about pogo sticking and dwell time. Pogo sticking is a concept that explains the user behavior on search engines. So when I search something on Google and I land on a page, then I go back to Google because I didn't find that page to be very useful for my question. So I go back to Google and I try to find another one that can answer my question. So that's the pogo sticking, the jumping back and forth from one website to another. Google is reading that signal, and his algorithms are thinking like, okay, something is wrong with this website because this user went from Google to a page, then he stayed there 2 seconds, didn't find anything, went back to Google, clicked on another search result, went back there, clicked on another one, and so on and so forth. There is actually a way to measure that with Google Tag Manager. It's very, very technical, but it can be, it's difficult to explain it here in this stage, but I have a guide on my blog to explain it step by step, exactly what you need to do to calculate this pogo sticking and dwell time. So the time that people stay on your page after they land from Google. Okay, so it's different than bounce rate. It's not the same thing. It's not the same as page average page time or all the other metrics you find on Google Analytics because it doesn't exist in Google Analytics. It's not one of the the default metrics. You have to build it. You have to customize it, and that is very interesting because you can understand how long people stay after they land from Google to your page and whether they go back to Google. So you can see actually the time, for example, 20 seconds, a minute, and that gives you an idea whether people actually like your page and they interact with it. And the other metric that you can calculate together with it is the page scroll. So combined, the page scroll and the dwell time can give you a very good idea of what how users are interacting with your content. No, so of course, this is not a complete picture. You need to also understand use like tools like user testing tools like Hotjar, Itmaps, Crazy Egg, all these tools that tell you exactly where people are clicking. And you might find that, for example, there was a case study I wrote for SEMrush a few years ago where people were clicking on some kind of text that looked like a click, but it wasn't a click. It looked like a click, but it wasn't. So people were clicking there and getting frustrated. It was a very frustrating experience. Then with the heat map, we actually made that text as a click, and we optimized the whole page to have a much clearer visualization of what is a click and what is not. So that improvement alone, coming from a heat map, increased the ranking. It was amazing. We didn't change anything else, but we just made it clear to the user, this is what you can click, that's not a click, okay? This is a piece of text, this is a button, this is like a menu. So basic stuff like this that make a difference, but you can only see them with a heat map.
Mhm.
And there are lots of other tools you can use. There is a tool that measure the mouse interaction on your page. Typical tools that usually web designers use when they build a website. But web design is a very important component of SEO. So, you need to become a little bit of a web designer yourself, and maybe socialize and get friends with your web designer in your company, um, and try to work it out basically.
Yeah.
So I would recommend people to make friends, with the rest of the company, web designers, web developers, understand their problems, what they're trying to solve, because at the end of the day, SEO is not just one thing. It, it's a combination of different elements working together.
Yeah, I know about that. I think for creating high quality content, you need to have a team, copywriter, editor, content manager, designer, web developer, SEO specialist, probably someone else. So yeah, web content is quite difficult today because of competition. Yeah, 10 years ago, I had a copywriter who wrote and submitted content. Today, I compared my speed to submit content on WordPress with content managers who do this job daily, every single day, and they beat me 6 times. They can submit content 6 times faster, and this content looks much better because they have experience, to do this job. So that's why I think today it's very important if you create content to have a team of specialists who can do it, who can minimize time, especially when you have a lot of content. Let's talk about another aspect that many webmasters ignore: simplicity. Now, let me tell why. I see when webmasters are trying to sell a lot of products from the main page, from home page, uh, replicating Amazon, many other websites, but Amazon has data. Amazon can personalize experience. For example, if I buy on Amazon, Amazon knows. It's better for me to show such products. Most websites can't get using data like Amazon, and they need to show home page for anyone, or probably their customers. And they submit a lot of products, catalogs, and compared to Amazon, Amazon sells 1 billion products. A lot of products.
Yeah,
I'm
a
not
lot.
sure that many websites can sell even close to this number. That's why I like Apple.com. When I open Apple.com, I see only iPhone. That's it. If I scroll down, I see another iPhone. Very simple. Apple uses spaces from left side, from right side. Not a lot of text, make difference. Simple quotes, nice looking pictures. Apple doesn't try to sell MacBooks, AirPods, Apple Watches, many other products. iTunes has a lot of applications, but Apple pays attention to best selling product. Can you tell about simplicity? How to simplify content if we wanna get ranking on Google? Because probably Apple doesn't need to get SEO because of this branding, strong brand recognition, but many websites need it. So we need to find the balance between Amazon, Apple, and many other products, but simplify experience, because most customers, if they don't understand content, they bounce, forget, and find something else.
Yeah, I think it's very important for customers, like you say, to understand the content. They need to understand the brand. So they need to understand what you're selling, right? If you are an online pharmacy, I'm working with an online pharmacy at the moment. They sell more than 10,000 products. They are not their brand. They are different brands, but they sell it on their website. So how do you make that experience simple? So basically, this online pharmacy understands what people are trying to buy there for whatever reason. For example, you go online pharmacy for because it's a discrete experience. You know, you might buy some products that are very um, how do you say? It's embarrassing to buy them in person. So you go online and you buy them online. So they know that, and they simplify the experience for these people who are trying to look for discrete products to buy. Things like, I don't know, condoms, or things for women. These kind of products that are embarrassing to buy on a personal experience in a real shop. So you need to simply you need to make clear to people what you're selling first of all. So which means you need to know your audience. You need to know what your audience wants. So it might be that you have a best-selling product, and then you want to push the product more, or maybe there are cases where you're launching a new product, so you can make that very simple on the home page, launching a new product. Like lot of companies now, it's Black Friday, and that's what they're showing on the home page. They show only Black Friday products because they know uh, they're going to sell more this way. And when it comes to content, you can use your blog to support the product pages. So what I like to do is, for example, produce educational content um, around the industry. So, for example, there is a company I work with as well that makes personal training courses. Okay, so because we rank number one for personal training courses in the UK, that's the most selling page, and that's the money page. But I think about my audience and I think about the problems that they have. I'm like, why do they want to become personal trainers? And I answer this question in different blog posts. Some people wanted to become fitness influencers, right? Because they want to be big on social media, so they need to become personal trainers. Other people, for example, are single parents who want a side job as a personal trainer. So you need to cater for those ones. So the product is always personal trainer. It's very simple. But how do you get traffic to that page can happen in different ways through the blog. So you have to get out a little bit of your product and think more like the user desires, a user pains, a user dreams, what they dream to do when they buy it. What's the end solution that they're trying to buy? They want to buy a new career. They want to buy a new job. So maybe they're changing career. So all these things can be clarified with your content, and it's not difficult to make them. It's just content.
Hmm. Yeah. It's interesting that my dogs always take part in my podcast. They make
What
some
dog have you
noise. If
got?
they do, yeah, if they don't understand something, they make noise. But my cat, just listening. That's it. Without any noise.
Oh yeah, maybe I said something wrong. Your dog doesn't like it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, my dogs wanna to explain something different. I don't know. I found
Yeah,
that
his own
many
opinions.
SEOs, yeah, many SEO specialists have their well working methods. That's okay. I can't tell that something is wrong or right. It depends. Yeah, depends on your strong side. And you mentioned about another aspect that I like a lot: personalization. Let's talk about that. Can you tell how to personalize experience today? Because most customers are impatient. They want to get what they want to get. For example, many years ago when I started my online shop, I created content, e-commerce content for all pages. Google ranked them. It doesn't matter what kind of intent was. I just bought more backlinks and Google ranked my e-commerce pages. Today it's not. You can't cheat system like this. And even if you consider user intent, you need to personalize experience. For example, if I ask, I don't know, PhD with a few decades of experience to write content about online games, if these people don't play these games, they can create awesome content for kids who are playing on these games. That's why I think it's important to consider experience in specific topic and to know your audience. Can you tell more about personalization?
Right. So the concept of personalization is different. So it can be like the one that Amazon use, for example. So they personalize your experience because they track it with cookies. So they know what you visited before, and if you bought a video game for PlayStation 4, next time you log in, they know that you are interested in video games from PlayStation 4, for example, which is what I did like an hour ago. I bought myself a new PlayStation 4 game, which I love playing in the weekends. And now they show me all sorts of games. So that's one personalization. But for websites that don't have that capacity, capability, and resources to build something like that, personalization is created with the content funnels. A little bit of what I was playing before when we write content for different type of audiences. Okay, so this can be personalized to your specific situation. So again, if you want to become a personal trainer, people have different reasons why they want to do it. So the content needs to be personalized for your specific situation. Like I said, you want to become a personal trainer because you want to become a fitness influencer. That's one reason. So you need to find content around that is personalized to you. Things around, how to use social media, how learn from other influencers in the space, how to build your social profile and increase your following. This is all personalized content that at the end of the day will help you sell your personal training courses. Some of the people might do it for different reasons because they want to change career. So if someone works in a bank for 10 years and is very, very stressed, he decided to leave the bank job and become a personal trainer. And in that case, they need content about how to change careers, what are the best courses to change careers without going to the university, because when you change career, you don't go to uni usually. So that's another example of personalize the content for that. And you don't need any technical skills for it. You just need a very good content writer that can think about these kind of topics and write it on your blog. And then you need to target the keywords that are appealing to these people. And that's another example of personalization. So your website can cater for different industries. What I also like to think about is personalization for another type of audience, which is not your customers. You might say, okay, but why would I do that if it doesn't make me any money? Because the value of SEO is not, it's not just about revenue. Okay, there are also lots of other things you can achieve, like for example, increasing the website authority with backlinks. So as you know, today I just shared on my LinkedIn profile, for example, the Forbes mentioned my research. I wrote a research 2 years ago, an original research, and yesterday Forbes mentioned my name and it gave me a link to my blog, which is amazing. So what this means that I write content for journalists, because this Forbes journalist was writing something about marketing. So my content was ranking on top of search engines. This journalist found it. They linked to it, and job done. So I don't make any direct money or new customers from that. But now I can say that I was featured on Forbes.com. And that's another type of content that you can personalize to a completely different audience, especially when a website is new and doesn't have any authority. It's not Amazon, it's a brand new website. In that case, you need to think about also journalists, and you need to think about the media, how to get in front of the media, how to increase your authority in the space. That's another example of, yeah, personalized content for journalists in this case.
Yeah, love it, love it. Okay, let's talk more about Forbes. I
Okay,
mentioned
let's
it
do it.
about about this topic. I think if you can create link-worthy content, news-worthy content, yeah, journalists can take it and link to your website. That's awesome. These backlinks work better than any other link building techniques because you earn these backlinks naturally. Can you tell how to create such content? You mentioned about research. Show your way to create research for the sake of earning backlinks naturally, how to find topics, how to craft this research, anything about that, spending time, crafting data, uniting data, anything.
Right, great. So it's good that you ask me, because I actually also published the whole guide on my blog. So I'm gonna take all the information from there, because 3 years ago, one of my blog posts, just one, not the whole website, just one of my blog posts got 120 linking domains and 3,000 backlinks, just one of them. Uh, because when sorry, let me close the window here. A little bit too loud. Sorry about that.
That's
So
okay.
basically, my methodology is this: you need to think about original research, about something that people would share, because people love statistics, they love research, they love numbers. Okay, so they love to know what's the cost of I don't know, what's the cost of pizza, for example, in New York, just to think about the most stupid example. But people love statistics, and the other benefit of talking about statistics is that statistics, they change every year. If you write something today, in 2 years it's old. You need to do it again, and that's great, because this means that there is an unlimited supply of ideas that you can have, right? So that's why, for example, a guy called Andy Crestodina, who runs Orbit Media, a big content website, he publishes his blogging survey every year. So, you know, and now he got to the number 7 or 8, I think it is, annual blogging survey. This means that every year this guy is interviewing people about the state of blogging in the blogging industry, and is getting new information out every year. And people share it. You know, he has more than 3,000 shares. Facebook, Twitter,
Nice.
LinkedIn, other blogs. So the way I do it is that I discover a winning subject, a winning topic, a topic that people don't talk about it often. You know. So one example was that worked very well for me was what is the value of guest posting in marketing? What is the return on investment? Why people do it? Why people spend so much time writing for big blogs like Moz, like SEMrush, like HubSpot? Why? You know, and then people think, yeah, because I want a backlink. No, it's not that the reason. So I went out and I interviewed 30 SEO experts, like big names like Rand Fishkin, Alexandra Tachalova, and lots of other people. I got the data together. I put this data and their answers into a blog post. I used Excel to build the graphs and the percentages of their answers, and yeah, and I got myself a very nice original research with these people who are expert in the industry. And guess what? They all shared it because I mentioned their names. I thank them, for their contribution, and they shared it on Moz, they shared it on SEMrush. It went on Forbes yesterday. So people like to share, especially when they are involved into the research. So it's called ego bait. There is a specific word, ego bait. Basically, you leverage their ego. You know, they everybody likes to be mentioned or cited or linked to. If you do that, people are happy and they share it. Um, so this is one technique that you can use. But first of all, like I said, you need to start with the topic that people are actually interested in. This has nothing to do with keyword research. Okay, I'm not looking after big keywords here. I don't care. If this keyword has like 10 searches a month, fine. That doesn't matter to me. What matters is that I will get the links, and then I will get people to read it from the beginning to the end. And people share it and they like it and they learn something new. So I look like, I'm the expert in this field because I increase my authority by sharing exclusive information. And these people look great as well because they contribute to an original piece of research. So you
Mhm.
need to become friends with people and ask for help. Luckily, we work in an industry that it's easy to to share opinions and tactics. So SEO is very good from that point of view.
Nice, nice, awesome. Can you tell about outreach? For example, if I need to ask an opinion from Rand Fishkin, Alexandra Tachalova, Neil Patel, many others, how to reach out them and give them a solid reason to take part on this poll, because I know these people are busy, they have no time to reply to all requests, most of them are ignored, but personalization and building relationships is key. Yeah, if you provide something valuable, unique, interesting to them, because it's not about your it's more about they can share their opinion and earn extra brand awareness to their personal brands, corporative brands. Can you tell about outreach, how to reach out to such people?
Uh, Look, I don't have too many tips here to give, unfortunately, because some people answer, some people don't. For example, I reached out to Neil Patel many times and never got an answer. But I reached out to Rand Fishkin and I got an answer after 5 minutes. It depends. Some people are more open, more available, other people are not. But I don't believe that you have to have like a perfect crafted email or anything like that, because if you search for how to outreach someone on Google, you're gonna get results about how to write your email. It's nothing to do with that, I think.
Hmm.
It has to do with the quality of your research. If the topic is of interest, they will reply. Because, for example, Ron Fishkin was very interested in learning more about the value of guest posting, because at that time he was working at Moz, and he did a lot of guest posting early in his career. And his audience on Twitter, he has like 450,000 followers, also is very interested in that, right? So he thought, yeah, Luca can do the research for me for free. He doesn't have to do anything. He just get the research done and then he can share it on Twitter. So for him, it was like a no-brainer. You have to have like an offer to begin with, you know. And once I got Rand Fishkin in, then all the other experts came along because I mentioned his name in the email. So that worked really well. So when I sent an email to other experts, they never heard from me before because they didn't know me. But because I said I'm working with Rand Fishkin, suddenly they were interested. They said, okay, if Rand Fishkin is doing it, they must be good. And then they went to him and they said, "Is it true that this Luca is reached out to you for this research?" and he said, "Yeah, yeah, it's happening. So you need to answer the questions. He's going to write the research." Um, and they came back to me and said, "Okay, I checked with Rand. Okay, yeah, you're a legitimate person. Fine." So basically, I used his authority and his fact that he's famous in the space to be able to get other people to answer, because finding the data is the most difficult part of it. Writing is easy, but finding the data is really, really hard. Some people do it using, systems like similar web or whatever. I ask people for help, and that's my methodology. It doesn't have to
Nice.
be like this for everyone, but
Yeah. By the way, I can share how I reach out to Neil Patel and got
oh, did
his
you?
reply. Yeah.
Did you reply?
Uh, we recorded a podcast episode with
Oh,
him,
nice.
so I have this episode, and yeah, I agree. If you reach out to Neil Patel, it's hard. It's really really hard to get reply if you're not Elon Musk or anybody else, like
Yeah.
this. But it's possible. It's possible, and what I did, I commented a lot on his videos on YouTube. I commented on his LinkedIn posts. I don't remember exactly how many times I commented on his post, and that was not like "thank you, great stuff." No way. I just added extra value. No, you can kill two birds with one stone because, for example, if you comment on his post, you can get his audience as well. Because if you help them, if you share extra value, people wanna more value and they can follow you, subscribe to your channel. And the second, you can invite like Neil Patel to take part on your podcast or any other stuff. So yeah, it's hard, but it's possible. And once I've learned from even I don't remember exactly the guy now name, and he invited Tim Ferriss, Mark Cuban, I don't know, many other Gary Vee, many other recognizable experts on his podcast. And as I asked him, please tell me, it's interesting to know how to invite such big names. And he told me, you need to give a solid reason why why they can get benefits to record podcasts with you or to create any cohesive content, because these people can reply, but you need to find a strong reason why.
It's all
Why?
about the
Just
offer. You will need to make a very no-brainer offer.
yeah, yeah. So with Neil Patel, I just earned his attention by commenting a lot. And yeah, of course, I told him, let's record a podcast episode. We will get a huge audience, and yeah, we did it. That was great. He replied to many questions. Yeah, we got a lot of views, listens, downloads, comments, anything. Yeah, about that. So yeah, it takes time. It takes time to reach out to big fish, but yeah, it's possible. Uh, Luca, I have the final question to you. Let's imagine you have no experience, knowledge, skills, anything. You started from scratch today. What will you do to learn more about UX and SEO?
Build your own website. That's my favorite experience, because
Yeah,
when you build your own website, you can experiment a lot of things. You know exactly what works, what doesn't, and
yeah.
also you can show it to employers, to clients. You can show the results, um, and yeah. So that's my answer.
I love this tip. You know why? Because I often ask this question, and if the reply you need to learn by heart, by reading blog posts, SEO courses, anything. But it's like, for example, if I read 100 books how to play soccer, I will never beat Lionel Messi or
Exactly.
Cristiano
Yeah.
Ronaldo. So yeah, because these guys prefer to hit the ball 100 times than to read a book. They prefer to hit this ball 10,000 times, because practice makes miracles, nothing else. So if you build your website, you can learn through experience. Many skills are obsolete in one day, but if you have practice, you can find something that actually works for you. By the way, why Italy doesn't play in World Cup?
No, Italy. Let's not talk about it. Italy didn't qualify, unfortunately. We were able to win the European Cup last year, but
Mhm.
then during the World Cup qualifying, we lost against Macedonia. which is a country. I didn't even know it was a country until Italy lost against Macedonia. In Italy, we were playing in Italy and we lost 2-0. And
Mhm.
didn't qualify. Yeah. So now I have to support England.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I know that Ukraine doesn't play a lot in World Cups. Like we did it just one time, but Italy, yeah, I always see Italy, but it's the first time when they don't play. From my experience, I don't know, probably it happened
Yeah,
before.
Italy is actually the second time it doesn't play because in 2018 they didn't qualify either. It's really bad.
Mm,
Really bad. Having a
yeah,
World Cup without Italy, it's like one of the biggest teams, like Brazil, Germany, Spain. It's big.
yeah, yeah. Italy
Yeah,
won many times World Cup, so yeah,
yeah,
like 3 or 4 times, a lot.
yeah, four
Yeah.
times.
4 times. Yeah, nice, nice. Luca, it's a big pleasure to get on my show, to learn from you. Tell our audience how they can reach out to you, learn more about you, follow you.
Right. So if you want to follow me more, you can go on my LinkedIn profile, Luca Tagliaferro, or you can go to my blog, lucatagliaferro.com, and that's the easiest way to reach me.
Guys, you can find all these links in the description below. Listen us on Apple, Google, Spotify. Thanks again for your time. A big pleasure. Welcome back anytime back to share more valuable insights. I
Will
love it.
do. Will do.
Guys, you need to follow Luca because you can see a lot of value. You can learn a lot from him. Just reach out to him and learn more, because if you learn, just implement. As we mentioned, without implementation, execution, it's hard to go ahead. Yeah, so you can get ideas and implement. Okay, guys, love you. See you.
Okay. Thank you. Have a nice evening.